when he says you can't work your way to wealth, you literally have to be able to make money while you sleep, which is the key to wealth and owning shit. Yo, what up, guys? It's your boy Tune. We back in here with another reaction video. This time I'm going to be reacting to Getting Rich is Easier Than You Think, featuring Wallstreet Trapper. You know who Wallstreet Trapper is? I follow him on Instagram. He's like a certain he pretty much has like a breakdown of how to invest your money. He has different courses and course levels. His shit costs racks. I ain't got a racks for that. So I'm not even none of his courses, but his knowledge though, crazy. You know what I'm saying? He's been to jail and everything, and it pretty much taught him. It taught him pretty much how to move. It's the same thing. He's moving in the streets, just a businessman type of mentality. That's the type of mentality that I get from Wallstreet Trapper. So without further ado, let's get to this video and see what gems he's trying to drop, since getting rich is easier than we think.
So I said the key to building wealth is not how much you can work. You can't work your way to wealth.
I'm gonna just stop it right here. 5 seconds in, straight facts. I have a decent paying job. We used to work 6 hours a week. Still wasn't on seeing like the fruits of my labor. So when he says you can't work your way to wealth, you literally have to be able to make money while you sleep, which is the key to wealth and owning shit. So, hey, let's see what he's talking about.
You gotta invest your way up. And all wealthy people, black, white, Asian, Chinese, they own a whole bunch of shit. The people who aren't wealthy is because they don't own nothing.
Facts. Because you can have money, but the dollar gets weaker every day. You guys see inflation. Like, it takes more money to get the same item. There's no way. If you don't own shit or have that type of income to where you can make it while you sleep, it's over with.
Only have your money sitting in cash. If your money is just sitting in cash, realistically, you're becoming poorer every day. Some people actually fear success. Success comes with a lot, right? But until you can overcome that average reality that you're living in, no matter what you're on, once you become comfortable there, it becomes average. Anyone can live in average. Everyone can live in mediocrity.
We not doing that around here. No sir. We got to put in that work. We got to put in that grind.
Right? Then there's those outliers who consistently push themselves to go to the next level. Knowledge is what gives us leverage in life. It's not about how strong you are. It's about what you can learn.
In the United States, competence gets compensated. Remember that.
And then how can you actively apply that? The more money they print, the more money that money loses value. It's the reason why the bank wants you to have your money there, so they can take it and use it and invest it so much and be like, hey, it's just sitting, I'm gonna give you 50 cents on whatever you had in there. Right. And so the idea of ownership was, yo, we can just start owning everything that no matter if it's just a stock. Like, that's powerful.
Speaking of stocks, for everybody, y'all guys know I don't really buy Jordans like that. But all right, let's say Jordans retail 220. The Nike stock by itself is 150 right now as of today on Robinhood. So instead of buying all these J's, you can be buying the stock Nike and actually see some growth benefit instead of just always trying to be dripped out, how the most drip. You know what I'm saying? Get your bread up like that.
Because if you can start owning businesses that you now consume every day, you turn a one-time transaction to a lifetime of profit. And that was major for me. Because if I go to the store and buy a pair of Nikes, that's a one-time transaction. In order for me to get something from them again, I gotta come back and buy another pair of Nikes. But if I own the Nike stock, long as I own it, it's a profitable vehicle for me.
That's what we're just saying. That's facts. That is facts.
So that one-time transaction can become a lifetime of profit if I own that business. If I'm gonna buy Apple, if I know I'm an Apple user, if I know I got the phone, I got the AirPods, I got the MacBook, I got the PC, I excited when Apple's about to drop something, why wouldn't I own it? So he said, wealthy people stop trading time for money, they start making their money work for them, and they give value to, as much value to people as they can. The caveat, I mean, you know, we got a little deeper into that. He said, the reason why you give people so much value is because if you give them so much value, they'll never leave you and they'll always be there for you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You gotta give them gems here and there. They'll always keep tapping in from up.
Never need for anything as long as you give wealthy, you value people. Wealthy people, first they get into stocks, then they start a business, and then they get real estate.
Yes.
As long as you believe in it, like you said, the only belief that matters is what do you believe you can do? I personally believe that there is nothing I cannot do.
That's facts. That's facts. You heard here. Your boy Tune, shit. We ain't nothing we can't do over here. Ain't nothing we can't do over there. Just know, just never give up and never give a fuck. Just keep pushing hard, keep grinding.
And for me, it's all about impact, purpose, fulfillment. Like, the money is a byproduct of everything else. That isn't my focus. My focus is I have a knowledge and information that I know that can change lives. Not just one life, not just like lives. And so the way that you change lives is by consistently learning, finding new ways to put that information out there, being able to open up, being able to be vulnerable, because people need to connect. So like, just coming up in the streets, you only see the game from the lowest level. And you look at everybody else in part admiration and part like jealousy. Because you see it and you're like, damn, I'll never get there. Right? And so the only way that I think I can get that is through sports.
Sports, rapping, entertainment, all that shit. There's so many other ways to get it. It's just getting the information, and then the people that actually know something, they want to charge some astronomical price, and then a lot of people, they see that, and then they just start scamming motherfuckers and stuff like that. So, hey, it's all we know.
Hustling. That's it. That's the only, rapping. Those are the only three options that you have. And so you make a decision on which way you want to go. Right? And so you look at it from like, damn. And so me, I'm at the time like, man, I can't rap.
On God.
Damn, sure, I can't play sports.
On God.
So hustling is what I got. You limit yourself, and nobody comes along and teaches you anything different. The reason why people think wealthy people or people with money are sinister is because that's what you kind of taught in the hood. Like, you kind of taught like,
you did something dirty to get that money.
Really have money, like they did some wicked shit to get it. They did some backstabbing, cutthroat shit to get it, and you'll never get that. Right? And so that same mentality now happens on a lower level, right? The hustling, the dope dealing. So now you think like, yo, I gotta just do sinister shit to get money. And then the people who are successful in the drug game, they're looking at the people at the top like, damn, I wanna be that. But the people at the bottom will never get a taste of that. And so now we just kind of living off ambition. And so
Lambo truckload in 2025.
now the people who are in the middle who working, they're like, oh, them people with money, they all crooks. They all, because being at the bottom teaches you to envy people at the top. It just happens. It's something that grooves down there, right? It's kind of like you cook, I don't know if you had gumbo before, right? But it's kind of when you cook food, right, the base goes to the bottom. And so most people live in that bottom, never knowing how they'll get up there. No one now.
And don't be crabs in the barrel, guys. Just be the best version of yourself you can be. Don't compare yourself to nobody. Like Moneybagg Yo says, me versus me. Just focus on yourself and do it like that. That makes life a lot better.
Believes that it's possible. Once you keep passing that down, you start accepting the lower level. And then there's a few of us, or a few people who said, nah, I'm an outlier, yo. Like, I'm about to go for it.
On God.
And then whatever happens, I'm with that shit.
We taking a risk.
You
yeah.
feel me? So for me, again, one of the greatest things that happened to me was my mother telling me, like, the world is wrong and you got to get this shit how you live.
On God.
But I also saw my grandmother be a legal entrepreneur. So I saw it from both worlds. The greatest thing that ever happened to me was going to prison, because I was able to sit down and mature in that environment. Whereas had I been in the world, I'm not saying I wouldn't still be this, but the path would have been completely different. So while I'm in prison, I pick up a habit of reading. That was the game changer for me.
That's what I need to do. I don't really read worth anything because I'm too busy focusing on other stuff. I need to sit down or read something. It will read meaningful things, not just read anything. Read meaningful things to increase my knowledge and my thought process.
On the streets, I never had the opportunity to just sit down and read because I'm always trying to survive. In prison, there was no longer a survivor mode there. So I went through a phase where I was reading like the hood books, and then I was like, man, I lived this shit already. No matter how many times you tell a hood story, it's still the same.
Yeah.
I've lived this shit for real. I don't keep need to read this. And so I used to get up in the mornings and watch CNBC. So now you people in prison, they love to watch The Young and the Restless. And so I would have to get up before them to watch like Squawk Box, Jim Cramer. And I'd be like, damn, these motherfuckers making all this money and they not risking their life.
On God, or their freedom.
Something gotta change for me. Like something gotta change. And so I just started listening to him every day, and I started comparing it to the streets. A good business is just like a good hustler. A good business has great product, they have great clientele. A great hustler has a great product, he has consistent clientele. A good business on the stock market has what's called a moat, a competitive edge that keeps his competitors away. A good hustler on the street is gonna have that competitive edge where they be like, nah, yo, I ain't rocking with you, I'm gonna just wait till Trap come back, right? So there's the competitive edge. A good business has a good brand moat, meaning my name is good, right? So a good hustler on the street, yo, Trap got that blue magic. I'm good on you. Like if I can't get Trap, I'm just go try. But Trap got that blue magic. That's what I'm rocking with.
Yes, sir.
Branding mode, right? That's it. A great business on the stock market has more assets, more liquidity than debt. A good hustler on the street is if you don't learn how to fund your business, if you're operating where all you have is re-up money, you're not
gonna fail, boy. You gonna fail.
So those components reminded me the same. On the stock market or in the world, if a company's paying tariffs, that's equivalent to a dude on the street going pay draft to go hustle in somebody's hood. Like you can't hustle over here unless you pay me draft. It's the same as a tariff. It's the same thing. Yeah. So once I broke the game down to a way that I can understand it, it wasn't about me just being brilliant. It was like, yo, how do I make the game winnable for me?
How do you go get it?
So for me, it's always about how do I attain as much, it's always a challenge for me. How can I attain as much knowledge as I can? Because I love learning. Like I love learning, but then how do I take that and be able to
apply that
reciprocate it or give it to somebody who may not understand calculus or trigonometry, but if I can give it to them in this way, they can say, oh yeah, I got it. And there's more people that struggled in the world that has become successful. So struggle has to become a language that I struggle. So that's the language I'm great at. So if I can break down things into a struggle language, now I make it the game winnable for everybody. And that's the goal, to make the game winnable for everybody who's bold enough to step into the batting cage.
I'm not gonna lie, the hardest part of this all is that this shit does not happen overnight. That's the hardest part of it all. It really takes dedication, grind, and discipline to redo these actions every single day and just not start slipping. That's the hardest thing about this.
If you bold enough to do that, I was bold enough to jump in a goddamn 152-foot tank with sharks in Dubai. If you're bold enough to do it, there's an experience that comes from that. And that experience is so exhilarating, it will take you to the next level. Because now you keep chasing the next level of you. And that is when you start understanding life at a whole nother concept, when you start understanding that, yo, for the longest, I was just low-level living.
On God.
I was low-level thinking.
On God. All right, on that note, I'm going to pause the video right here and leave the link to the original video in the description. As you guys can see, Wallstreet Trapper, extremely brilliant. He's an extremely smart man. So, without further ado, man, like, comment, and subscribe. And shit, that's it. It's your boy Toon. We out.